Hello, this is Breakfast with Louise Minchin and Charlie State.
Plans to let nurses put patients before paperwork.
Hourly.
Hello, very good morning. It's Friday, the 6th of January.
Also ahead, new research. Also on the programme, have you been driven to distraction by wrong directions from your sat-nav? We'll be hearing about plans to keep navigation devices bang up to date.
And Carol is here.
First, our main story today. Nurses are to carry out hourly ward rounds under government plans to improve hospital care in England. The Prime Minister will announce the changes later this morning.
He'll also promise to cut the amount of paperwork for nurses and introduce hospital inspections led by patients.
More than 5,000 artefacts recovered from the Titanic are going up for auction. It'll close in April, 100 years after the ocean liner sank.
They're likely to be out of reach for most of us, though. The artefacts have been valued at more than £100 million and they're being sold in a single lot.
And time now is 8 minutes past 6.
And we can talk about sport. Mike, hello, morning.
Yeah, good morning. New year, but same old debate
old
about controversies and refereeing inconsistencies, perhaps.
Olympic tickets.
I'm going to hold.
You're going to hold.
You're holding.
It's like going with stick and twist.
For the moment. Thanks very much. See you later. Quick look at our front pages as well here. The news front pages, Daily Telegraph.
Front page of the Daily Mail. The main story here, indeed, it's our lead story this morning.
Front page of the Guardian. I said there were lots of pictures of Eve Arnold and Marilyn.
Front page of a couple of the tabloids for you. Front page of the Sun. They have a story about Mirror.
And the President Obama's plans there to cut.
And some of the inside pages. One of those lists. You know, lists. We all like lists.
I
don't
love
we?
this list.
How things that make you really simple one, isn't it? Someone being nice.
It's got to be simple.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Absolutely. It's at 17 minutes past 6. You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. The main headlines this morning. Nurses will be told. Also coming up later in the programme, if it's not ambulance.
Have a look at the weather now with Carol.
Now, rickets is a disease which had almost disappeared from the Western world by the 1940s, but the number of cases in the UK has increased 5-fold in the last 15 years.
Health campaigners say it's evidence people aren't getting enough vitamin D, and they're predicting a rise in other related diseases. Jenny Hill has more. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Breakfast from BBC News, still to come on the programme this morning.
Later, time now to get the news where you are.
Hello, very good morning. Welcome to Breakfast from BBC News with Charlie State and Louise Minchin.
We'll have a full roundup of the news and sport in just a few minutes. Carol will, of course, be here to tell us if all that wet and windy weather is going to continue. That's in about 15 minutes' time.
You'll remember the story of the faulty breast implants we've been covering here on Breakfast. Well, today we'll find out whether or not the government thinks they should be removed. At 7:10, we'll speak to a plastic surgeon and discuss who would foot the bill.
And then after 8:30, prepare to be amazed. We'll be joined by a top magician who'll be showing off some of his tricks, and the choreographer of the dance group Diversity will be here as well.
First, though, our main news for you here this morning. And nurses are to... Now, have you ever been driven to distraction by wrong directions from your sat-nav? What's just inconvenient for many of us can be actually quite dangerous for some.
The government's now stepping in to stop drivers getting caught in rather sticky situations, as Graham Satchell explains. We'll go to Steph now. We'll be talking about sat-navs. You're talking about...
It first appeared on our screens back in 1986, and now Casualty is the world's longest-running medical drama.
The latest series, though, which starts tomorrow night, is going to look a bit different, as Holby has a new home. Tim Muffett went behind the scenes to find out more.